Political Astrology, New Moon, August 2024. Analysis of political horoscopes for the new moon in August 2024. Calculating the horoscopes at the time of the new moons for the capitals chosen, we can observe certain astrological rules. The first rule is to see where the sun and the moon are in a horoscope at the time of a new moon. Knowing that there are 12 sectors or astrological houses, we look for them and see in which house they are placed. The graphics of the horoscopes helps us to visualize them, as in the case of Washington, D.C., America. First house is national identity and integrity, meaning a new moon in the first house signifies a renewed sense of national identity and integrity. It can indicate a fresh start in how the nation views itself and presents itself to the world. There may be initiatives to strengthen national unity, pride, and image. The second house to fifth houses, inclusive, don't have any country tied with this specific video, but any with a new moon in the second house means national wealth and values, therefore suggesting new beginnings related to the country's wealth, financial policies, and values. It might indicate economic reforms, new fiscal policies, or efforts to enhance national resources and wealth. When in the third house, it means communication and domestic relations. It points to new developments in communication, media, and relations with neighboring countries. This could involve the launch of new media initiatives, improved communication infrastructure, or enhanced diplomatic relations with nearby nations. The fourth house is homeland security and domestic affairs, indicating new initiatives in domestic affairs, housing, agriculture, and homeland security. It can signify reforms in housing policies, agricultural development, or measures to strengthen internal security. Fifth house is education and cultural affairs, bringing new developments in education, cultural affairs, and youth policies. This might involve educational reforms, new cultural projects, or initiatives aimed at improving the welfare and developments of the youth. Tokyo, Japan. Sixth house is public services and employment, highlighting new beginnings in public services, new beginnings in government, leadership, and public authority. This can indicate a change in leadership, new government policies, or significant achievements that elevate the nation's status. Beijing, China. Seventh house is international relations and partnerships, marking new beginnings in international relations, treaties, and partnerships. It can signify the formation of new alliances, diplomatic agreements, or significant changes in foreign policy. New Delhi and Dhaka, that's India and Bangladesh respectively. Delhi and Dhaka share the same Rasi, but the Navamsa is different, and that's for another video. In the eighth house, national debt and transformation, suggesting new approaches to handling national crises and transformative changes. It can indicate financial reforms, strategies to manage national crises, transformative policies affecting the nation's future. Ninth house, legal and foreign affairs, developing new legal matters, higher education, religion, and foreign affairs. This might involve new legislation, educational reforms, religious initiatives, and significant international agreements. Paris, France. 10th house is government and authority, starting new government, leadership, and public authority. This can indicate a change in leadership, new government policies, or significant achievements that elevate the nation's status. London, England. 11th house. This is legislature and social welfare. Initiating new legislature, social movement, and public welfare. It can signify new legislation, the rise of social movements, or programs aimed at enhancing public welfare. 12th house, that's secrets and national security, relating to new secret developments and hidden enemies, so national security and institutions of confinement. It can also indicate efforts to address clandestine activities, improving national security or reforms in prisons and other institutions. Next, there are the horoscopes of 7 capitals for the new moon of August. Washington has house 1, London, house 11, Paris, house 10, Delhi, house 8, Dhaka, also house 8, Beijing, house 7, Tokyo, house 6. We already have some news to observe on the charts. Washington on the 5th of August 2024 at 9:50 Eastern Time announced huge market crash that affected the whole world. On the other side of the planet, Japan's stock market saw a worst drop not seen since the crash of Wall Street in 1987. Bangladesh PM resigned on Monday the 5th of August 2024. The shares collapsed, afflicting the whole world. The 7 biggest companies of the world lost big. Tokyo, on the 9th of August 2024, at 11:57, an earthquake registered 5.3 Richter magnitude, which I can geologically say is akin to the Tsar bomber 50 megatons worth of TNT, trinitrotoluene. There are some 15,000 earthquakes a year in Japan, but very few are of this magnitude. Some news cannot be linked to only the new moon, as there are other planetary combinations to consider, and which we are going to see in other videos. The shallow 7.5 Richter on the 1st of the 1st, 2024, and 7.1 Richter last week in Japan tied 2 great magnitudes within the same year, ever. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more of these.